y'all. Welcome to the Honest to Goodness podcast,
where we give you our honest opinions
on good entertainment. I'm Morgan.
I'm Kerri.
I'm Nicole.
And without further ado,
here's today's episode.
We hope you enjoy.
Hey, welcome back to the Honest to Goodness podcast. I'm your host, Morgan, with my co-host, Kerri, and my other co-host, Nicole. And no, your screens are not malfunctioning. Me and Kerri are in the same room together. She is in Louisiana. Unfortunately, Nicole couldn't make the trip. We miss her very, very much when she was here.
Wish I could be there.
Wish you were too. Kerri, that guy's back.
I know. Who's this guy again?
What's your name?
I'm auditioning to be the fourth co-host. I thought that's what
Go take it.
No audition needed.
Yeah,
Do
no
I have
audition
to-
needed.
No audition needed.
No audition needed.
Wow.
None
Wow.
whatsoever.
You got a job.
You guys are going too easy on me. Hi guys. Hello. Thanks for
Hi.
having me back on again.
All right.
We're excited to have you back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The king is here.
Yes.
Oh,
He is
stop,
back.
stop it.
Hi.
Let's go here. Backpack pages.
No, but what does it say?
Reread it.
But I already read it.
All right, we'll reread
Oh, you're so cute.
it.
Yes. I love
That's
that.
West. That's West right there. It's my podcasting agent right there.
There we go.
I love it.
There we go.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my word.
All right. So thank you so much for coming back.
Yes.
We were sure
Yeah.
that we were gonna scare you off the last time because it was supposed to be only an hour long, and then we ended up doing 2 hours, and we were like, oh no.
All good. We can talk. That's what we realized about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Time flies.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Well, like inside the Lord.
we already had 3 movies out that have been put out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy.
Say that again. So 3 movies you said since we spoke
You've
last.
already- Since we spoke last, yeah.
Wild. Where did the time go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and such a whirlwind, honestly, and so different too, which was so it's. I think that's a true testament to what Hallmark is doing now, which is so cool.
Mhm.
Is these movies were all so different that I did,
Mhm.
and that's the beauty of the network right now. You know, it's like doing Maple Valley and then doing 3 Wise Men, which I don't think we would have been able to do a couple years ago, and
No.
and then Grilling Season. You know how gritty that movie was. You know, it was fantastic. Now just go hang out.
Oh, yeah.
I love this. I love it. I love it.
Homework.
But-
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, 3 Wise Men and a Baby was definitely monumentous for Hallmark. Because that was something they've
Yeah.
never done before, to have 3 of the biggest Hallmark guys in a
Mhm.
movie all together. I mean, people have been wanting you and Tyler to do a movie for ages, it feels
Yeah.
like.
Including us.
Yes. Obviously.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, you and Nikki, everyone loves you guys doing
Yes.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to see you guys play the parts of Goldie and Tom were exciting to see.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
It's
So
so
that's a
cool, you know, to be able to work
podcast.
with people you love. I mean, it's
Yeah.
what better, you know, situation can you be in as an actor, as
Yeah.
any profession, you know, if you go to your job and you love the people that you're working with and it doesn't feel like a job,
Mhm.
right.
you know, and I think, you know, the one thing that Nikki and Paul and Tyler, we all have in common is our work ethic, and we all want to try to make the best possible. Just press that button right there. And we just wanted to make the best possible job, you know, best possible project. And,
Yeah.
you know, like Tyler and Paul and I, we spent every single lunch hour working together and spending time together and just trying to make 3 Wise Men the best it could possibly be. And, you know, not knowing at all what it was going to do, you know, we were blown away, to be honest. We were just so humbled by the response, you know, to be the #1 watched cable movie of 2022 was really crazy when you think of, you know,
Yeah.
the movies and the numbers that Hallmark was doing before that. And I think it really opens up it opens up a lot more for other males now on Hallmark, like starting to pair up other guys and see how that goes. And but Nikki and I too, she's so incredible, and I respect her so much as an artist and as a person. And she she is such a giving and talented girl. Like she was trained at a young age, being part of the Disney, being part of the Mickey Mouse Club. She was trained to be a performer. She was like with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake and like all these incredible people back in the day, and like singing and dancing and had bands and had groups and and acted. And so she's now able to do all of that basically with Hallmark. And she's a rare commodity for Hallmark, because she's doing all the movies that are like super heartfelt and kind of the more dramatic movies that they do. And somehow she pulls it off in such an honest, truthful way. And she's kind of a catalyst, right, for people. Like she's like this person that people can live through, and so it's it's so great. And I don't want to take anything away from Peyton List as well from Maple Valley. She was so great, and she was she was different than what a lot of the Hallmark leading ladies bring to the table. But Peyton's she's more dramatic actress, and she's but she's such a talented person, and I just love it. I loved working with her.
Yeah. I think one of my just oh wow moments with that movie. First of all 3 movies were incredible. Which we always look at everything you did. But I think one of the oh wow things for that one was that kiss. Early in the movie. Like all of us went, what just happened?
In Maple Valley?
Yeah. I even said,
me and my mom were like literally just watching it, and like whenever the kiss happened, mom's like, wait, what? And she like literally paused the movie.
Which kiss are you talking about? The first one or the second one?
The first one. Because the kiss never happens that early in a Hallmark movie. Literally never.
Like so
I was thinking
was like, wait, what? And she like had to pause it and like rewind it, because we were like we couldn't watch it live, and it happened. And so we had
I was thinking,
hold up.
I was thinking, I think this is the earliest a kiss in a Hallmark movie has ever happened.
Definitely.
When I read that, when I read that in the script, I thought I was seeing things, and like, what? We're
like 2
kissing
pages
here?
stuck together.
How are people going to react to this? How are people? Yeah. I was like, how are people going to react to this? I don't know if people are going to. And we had to approach it in a very careful way, because you also don't want to be too forward, and I didn't want it to come across like like I was the one that was the pursuer necessarily, because you want to leave that up to the girl, and especially that early in. But it was great. Like Peyton was really, she was down to have some fun, and she's like, I'll be the one to initiate.
Oh, she did.
She initiated. She did her job. She stood behind what she had told me. She a lady of her word. But so it was again something different, that you wouldn't normally get in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. And I loved seeing you with the horse.
Yes.
And of course we recognized the spot.
Yes, we recognize a certain spot
that you went in her.
Jamestown, the back of Jamestown.
Oh, yeah. You being
spot.
No, you girls being Hardys, you would know it. It was great. I was texting Erin Krakow while I was back there. I was like, Erin, come say hi. And she's like, I can't leave set because of COVID protocols. And I'm like,
Oh.
So we couldn't hang out.
At the same time they were filming When Calls Heart.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy. We could see their set. We could see their set in the distance, and
that's awesome.
Jack Wagner and I stay at the same hotel together usually when we're there, so I see him in the gym every once in a while and say hi, and
that's awesome.
It's great.
the heart reunions sort of that we didn't even get to know, right?
Yeah.
So we got this inside scoop on it though.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
I will say though, like Three Wise Men and a Baby, oh my god, pretty much everything for me.
It
was really good.
Going in knowing that it was going to be hilarious, knowing that but y'all literally
the King of Hallmark and the Prince of Hallmark and then another one of Hallmark's top's greatest guys all in one movie, you know it's going to be good.
That's very true.
Just saying.
You know,
just knowing that you and Tyler were in it and knowing how you guys are on Instagram alone.
Oh yeah,
we were like, this is
nuts.
You guys definitely knocked it out of the park. Like our expectations were just floored.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I think going into that, you know, we all wanted to make, so let's not leave out a super important piece to this though. The success of Three Wise Men wouldn't have been what it was without Kimberly Susted.
Yeah,
as well. Kimberly brought
her cameo.
Her cameo, but also you know, the like two of you know, potentially two of the most important scenes in the movie, the car scene and the scene where I come in and I'm running late again and I lose it on Tyler. You know, Kimberly wrote those two scenes and she, you know, with the help of Paul for sure, but we wanted to ground the movie with like real moments, you know, and not hold back at all.
Right.
And you know, in that car scene, I didn't realize that Paul and Tyler were both going to be in tears. I just knew that I was the oldest brother that held everything together, like held the family together. And I didn't want to break. I didn't want to show weakness with my brothers. I mean, it was vulnerability for sure that I was, you know, opening up and a kind of a bleeding heart a little bit, but I also didn't feel like it was my time to cry necessarily, which was good because we were like, we can't be three crying brothers in the car in this scene. There's got to be like different variations of what we're going through. And, you know, and so, you know, so Kimberly wrote these incredible scenes. And I think that, you know, I don't know what specifically resonated with you guys with Three Wise Men, but I think it was just the peaks and valleys of like, you know, it was like the comedic moments were really funny and truthful. And I think like we were about 6 days in and the director had Terry Ingram had said to us, he's like, guys, honestly, like, you know, I thought going into this that it was going to be almost like a little silly, like it was going to be a slapsticky comedy too in a way. And, you know, we knew that Hallmark, look, we've done, Tyler, myself and Paul have done enough Hallmark movies that everything should be grounded with truth and realism. But we definitely we wanted to bring, you know, real true performances and let the comedic moments be grounded by truth, you know, and so, and then also the dramatic moments as well. And so I think that's what people really resonated with that movie.
Absolutely. I think too, one thing that Morgan and I both love, and to me, this is kind of a lost art in film these days, is physical comedy. And there was a lot of physical comedy in that movie. And we both ate that up.
Oh man.
Like,
I did too.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing is.
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, wait till you see my next Christmas movie for this. I think it's going to be this year. I'm going to do a Christmas movie for Hallmark this year, but I don't know if the one that I'm producing a Christmas movie, and I've been developing it for a couple of years now, and it is, you know, I'm the lead of it, which is super cool. It's you know, usually it's the female that's the lead, you know, but I'll be the lead of this one, and it's got big, broad comedy. And it's a really funny. It reminds me a little bit of like Crazy Stupid Love. Crazy Stupid Love. Yeah, you know, with Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell. Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
And Emma Stone.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
oh my gosh,
that had a lot of physical comedy in it. A lot of physical
Yeah.
comedy. Anytime you get Steve Carell in it, you're gonna get physical comedy.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
That
I can't
is
wait.
awesome. I love it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh man. All right.
I'm
Can
excited.
we talk for a minute about this newest movie, the Curious Cater grilling season? Because the last time we talked to you, you weren't even 100% sure if it was getting picked up for that second movie.
Yeah.
You knew that they had rights to the book,
Yeah.
and you're
So-
obviously hoping that since they had the rights to the books that they would carry on through it, but you didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
And
I would say she figured out who it was. I was actually wrong. I was actually wrong who it was. She and I watched.
I got it
Early on
right.
in the movie too.
yes.
Well, she kind of went back and forth. Like she figured it out, and then she went back and forth, and then she was like, "No, it's this person," and that's who it was. So yeah.
It like there was one moment that kind of stumped me a little bit, and I think it was obviously the fact that he had an alibi. But then I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, well, anyone can make a phone call happen like that. They
Yeah.
can- that's not necessarily a full on alibi.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna lie, I went back and forth between the neighbor and the cousin.
Yeah, I thought it was the cousin. Yeah.
Chester. With
Yeah.
a name like Chester, you know, I don't know. It's a little shady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, like the fact that he supposedly had the alibi, but that he could have like run to her house in like 5 minutes because
No,
of
that was the
trail.
other guy. That was Lenny.
Oh, Kenny. Oh,
Kenny.
okay. See,
Kenny.
I was okay. I was
Chester
okay. Then I
is
thought
the
it was
one that was talking about having the deal and was fighting with Hal about
Yeah.
the deal over
Okay,
the
yes.
company.
Yeah.
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 Anyways,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, I thought about, and like he had the most motive
Mm-hmm.
to kill her. He wanted the house, he wanted her gone, and you know, not to mention that would cause him to be able to frame Patrick because Patrick was still in Richard.
Yeah.
Richard. Yeah. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
You're good now.
Yeah. Okay.
So like,
Sorry, it's
Yeah.
raining.
No problem. No problem. I'm
so-
following. I'm following. It's a little like
so I
a little bit like
Yeah.
robotic talk, but I am following.
What's our break dance in here?
most room over here. But no, because I was just thinking he had the most motive,
Mhm.
and I've watched mystery movies all my life.
Yeah.
I used to watch Murder She Wrote with my grandma
Mhm.
and everything, so I kind of feel like I know a good bit of murder mystery. But
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie, you guys stumped me on the first one. The
Yeah.
first one threw me. But no, you guys almost had me with this one because I'm not gonna lie, Chester started getting more and more interesting because of him meeting up
Mhm.
with
Mm-hmm.
the. By the way, I was not expecting Tom's ex-wife to show up.
Right?
Right.
That was
And-
a smack in the face. I was like, what?
And can you believe
Yeah.
the type of personality she was?
No.
No.
I know, me neither. That's the you know, that's the fun thing about you show up at set on the day that you're supposed to in these. I mean, in a feature we'd have some rehearsals potentially, but you know, you know, a Hallmark movie, 15 days you're shooting, and you show up to set, and then you see your opposing character or a person that played a big role in your
Mhm.
past or your history, and you're like, what? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I had to take a moment. I told Nikki when I saw her when we rehearsed the first time we rehearsed, I was like, okay, so this is Tom Schultz's ex-wife.
You're gonna
I
have
need
to
a-
reconfigure
I need a
his
minute.
whole brain.
What's that?
You're gonna have to probably had to reconfigure his whole thought process and his whole manner.
You know, look, opposites attract sometimes, and
Yeah.
it could have been I had an ex-girlfriend for many years before I met my wife, and she was very different than who I am, and my wife and I are very similar. Some people are like think that we're brother and sister sometimes, you know, which is weird. We're like anyways. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this was like a high school sweetheart type situation where we just fell for each other, and it was a comfortable situation. But it made it a lot of funny. It made it a lot of fun because she made the moments very uncomfortable, you know, and like, And,
Yeah.
and I think that she did her job, and she was a great actress, and so
Yes.
Absolutely.
yeah, to play a role like
Yeah.
that, and to make it to not kind of be slapstick, caricature, is tough. So she did a great job, and but that's the beauty. I think that's the fun thing about coming back for a second one, and potentially, who knows, maybe a third one, and let's, hopefully it keeps going. But you just get to know your characters so much more, and I feel like that was, pull back the layers, and I think this movie, what Nikki and I did, we played a lot with familiarity, how long we've known each other, what between the first movie and the second movie, was it 8 months past or 10 months? How often was I coming over to the house? How often did I see Olive, her daughter? And that was the cool thing too, because Olive and my relationship, you see the familiarity on how much I know Olive and how comfortable I am with her through me sitting down with her on that first meal. And so, and then you get these other characters that are introduced, and you start to get to understand who you are a lot more, and the boundaries of the world that you live in, and so, and that was, I think I had a lot more fun playing Tom Schultz this time around than I did the first time, because I know which characters do what to me now, like Riley's character, Mason. I can basically say or do anything to him, and he's like my little minion, and he's like, he idolizes me, and so but I also I'm having a little more fun with him now too. Like he doesn't annoy me so much because I get him now a little bit more, and he got promoted to detective.
That's awesome.
The character that I have a lot of fun playing across from is Marla. Is JC Doughton, because Marla is petrified of me, and she basically I was listening to an interview with Helen Mirren when she was playing the Queen, and she was asked, Helen, it's such big shoes to fill. How do you play the Queen? And she's like, oh, darling, you don't play the Queen. People treat you like the Queen. And so that's kind of like, as in Tom Schultz's shoes, that's kind of what it's like. Like, people treat me with respect, and they treat me like I run the show, except for Goldie.
You would think he had a badge or something. Like, yeah.
I
I was trying to showcase that badge. I was trying to get that badge in there.
Oh yeah. Favorite.
I think one of my favorite comedic scenes in this new Curious Cater is when Goldie and Marla are working together. They're like looking at the board, and Tom comes by and he's like pointing to
yeah.
The look on your face. I was so thinking to get her to. I was like, that was literally our favorite
movie, and me and her literally were like dying laughing.
Yeah, we're staring.
Why not?
Goldie and Marla are like they're on the board, kind of like yeah.
Okay, but what threw me was when you get in there and you're basically telling them, okay, you need to stay out of it, or you just trying to get me to give you information, blah, 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 blah.
And then you give it to them.
I was fully expecting you. I literally had a conversation when I was in Arkansas. I literally had a conversation with a guy when he was like, just talk to me about something. And then he went, why am I telling you this? You're literally the last person I should be telling this. And we paused it.
I told her, I said, watch that be the line he does give. Because that would be a line I would totally give in that moment.
Yeah.
I wish I had you guys as script supervisors there, so you could catch that.
Literally said that. Okay, what was the one thing I pointed? Oh, I actually did point something out.
She found a plot hole.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Which
okay.
One?
When you're when you're looking at the security footage from when Goldie is abducted, if you could see her car and see this happen, how did you not see somebody get in her car and know who it was before that? Because y'all were acting like you were surprised
that someone was in the car.
Yeah, that y'all were not expecting somebody to be in the car.
I didn't even catch that.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think you guys are the only two people that caught that.
I didn't even catch it. I didn't even catch it.
Way to go.
Good observation,
Detective.
Kerri and Morgan.
Detectives, movie detectives.
We are like, I feel
Yeah.
like me and her too. Yeah.
Because
I guess-
your face when you saw everything happening.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Cried.
It
Movies.
was crazy.
Yeah.
My heart literally sank. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will admit I missed some stuff because I was live tweeting, which it's hard to live tweet and watch the movie at the same
I had to
time.
stop doing it for One Calls the Heart. I had to stop
I
doing it.
swear, we like break the internet on these Curious Caterers on the live tweet nights. It's insane. The people show up like.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I think that's one of the reasons why we got picked up for a second movie. I mean, they said that the response on Twitter was wild.
Yeah.
So-
Which is totally understandable because
They're great.
They're amazing.
Okay, I do have a criticism for Hallmark though. Can you please stop doing 3 mystery movies of something and get us all excited about it and then cancel it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Like, just keep it going because we love it. Like, stop doing that.
What are the mystery wheels that they've done that ended after 3?
Picture Perfect Mysteries was one with the Pennevegas. I loved that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of those.
And then
They were really
I
good.
mean,
Yeah.
they're married. They had that natural
Yeah.
chemistry.
I want them to
So
do
it's
way
like-
more stuff together.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
great.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there were more than 3, but they canceled Haley Dean, which I was mad about that because I loved Haley Dean.
Yeah.
Was
We
that,
still need them to bring back Signed, Still Delivered.
Kelly
Yeah.
was that
Martin.
Nile Matter?
No,
Kelly-
he was in Aurora Tea Garden with
Aurora.
Candace.
Yeah.
So who was Haley with? I don't remember. I
Kelly
can't remember his
Martin.
name.
Kelly Martin.
Yeah, but I can't remember who was with her on that. I know Viv Leacock is in that series.
Matthew
but-
McCall.
Yeah. Okay, Matthew McCall. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like I love them. I feel like they're great.
Yeah.
They break up the romance stuff. Like there's
Mhm.
romance in it, but it's not the palpable, most important, dead center thing
Yeah.
about the movies. You know, you're slowly seeing the characters themselves, like apart from being in a relationship, you're getting down deep to the
Mhm.
character and the root of that character before you start seeing the root of their relationship.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
one thing I noticed in this one that was different about Mason, because in the first movie, it was pretty clear that Mason had a little bit of a crush on Goldie.
Let's just wait.
Yeah, it was
And-
more of like an endearing because she babysat him. It was like a young crush, you know,
Puppy
like
love.
a puppy
Yeah.
love crush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is no offense to him, but it honestly, like at first, me and Kerri got really upset because we were like, is that different actor? But
Yeah.
Wait, you cut out.
Like-
you cut out there.
We didn't recognize him at
we
all.
didn't
Yeah.
recognize him at all. It's so
You
upset
cut-
because we thought you guys recasted Mason.
Oh, you did. Oh,
Yes,
wow. Yeah,
Because he
that's-
He acted so
different.
different.
Yeah, there was something different about him this time, and we don't know if it like what it was, but
Yeah.
we actually called Nicole and we were telling her how upset we were that they replaced Mason, and she's like, "What are you talking about? That's the same actor," and we're like,
His character was like completely different. I mean, he was
"He was
good.
amazing. He was great.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was great." Like
That's
upset
just-
because we were like,
That's just age, I think.
boring
That's
right
just
now.
age. Just a year of being beaten down as an actor, and that's
This
what
is
it
true.
is.
Okay, but on the subject of Riley,
Yeah.
the last time we talked, we gave you some homework. Did you do your homework?
Can you remind me
like,
of my
"What?"
homework again? Can you remind me of my homework? This
I
is
take
a
that as
flashback to
not-
high school. This is a flashback to high school, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
I come in the
I mean,
next day.
we
All
did-
right,
we
class,
did
have
our
you done your homework?
we
did our homework, which was,
and get extra credit.
we did extra credit, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah. You guys seem like the type of people that do get extra credit and do your homework. Overachievers.
That's actually wrong. I did not, but okay.
you bounced ideas off with me. I might have been the one to write the script, but these two have done so many.
Yeah, I
like,
can't believe.
FaceTime calls with me. So
that script though.
Me and Paul literally acted out the scenes. But yeah, so your homework assignment,
Yes.
speaking of Riley, was to watch National Treasure.
Yes, that's right. I gotta watch it.
He's in trouble.
Detention.
Yeah.
I guess I'm in detention too because I still haven't seen it either.
Okay. His punishment, he has to
Lord.
stay after school. He has to come back on the podcast after he has watched National Treasure. He has read this script and he has to come back.
All right.
What is your punishment?
I'll take that punishment.
Oh goodness.
And the special treat, every time, Rosie,
My dog, sorry.
No problem.
every time we have read through this script, and what's hilarious, sometimes it's just me and Morgan, or sometimes it's just me and Nicole, or sometimes it's all three of us, or like it was me, Nicole, and who else? Yeah, Teresa. That we're reading through it, and somehow or another, like totally unplanned, every time Nicole ends up with this one particular line, and she does it in such a way we die laughing every time she does it. So Nicole, you're on.
Okay, let me see if I can do this without laughing. Okay.
That's not laughing.
I will say this line was not intended to be funny, but somehow or another it is.
Yeah.
With her, yeah.
Okay.
You can do it. If you laugh,
You got it,
okay.
Nicole.
You got it.
You got it,
Okay.
Nicole.
Find peace in yourself. Get in touch with the very core of your being. Allow kindness and purity of heart to consume you and radiate from you. Namaste.
Yes. Is that in the fresh squeeze?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
great.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yes. And obviously it is I was like so worried, like when you first gave us give me a title and a log line. I was like, okay, so we came up with that night. Like we had it that night.
Almost immediately after we got off the call.
Yeah. And
I can't believe that you guys turned out a full length script.
It's amazing.
I mean, me and Nicole helped her, but it was all her. I'm just gonna tell you, it was all her.
So if you like it or if you hate it, blame me.
All right.
Like it, I get the credit. If you hate it, blame them because they
blame them.
Bad.
Done. Perfect.
Oh my gosh. But no, yeah, we literally had that night. And is it the tagline that's part of like it's like the title and then
that's what they use to advertise, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, but like we had Fresh Squeeze Romance, True Love is can be a juicy tale or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then we had the long one. Yeah. But and we already had Amelia picked out as leading lady. Like we literally had half of everything already at that point except the script. But I messaged Brian Bird and I was like, okay, if you asked somebody for a long line and a title, would you be impressed or annoyed if they brought you a whole script? Because I didn't want to like overstep my boundaries.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, okay, I didn't ask for all this. You know, I didn't want to do that. And he was like, no, he said, more is always better. He was like, you can't tell from a title and log line whether or not you have a story. He was like, just write the script. You don't have to use it. Just write it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I had started writing it pretty much immediately. And then I had to I was out filming for a month, working on the Mayberry Man series and stuff. So just various stuff in the middle that I couldn't just sit down and write. But
is that your first full-length feature script that you've written?
Yes.
Great. And that's the other thing. Like if this is something that interests you, then you should be writing. You know, you should be writing more, and so it'll never go to waste. You know, you're exercising a craft that you obviously you have passion for.
Yeah. As soon as when I get home and can get in a rhythm, because I just started back to work, but I'm supposed to be working on the script for Darby Hinton. He played Jill Wagner's dad in Christmas Kisses and Christmas Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses. We'll get out the title in a second. So I'm actually supposed to be working on a script for him that he asked me for several months ago.
Wow.
But no, that was really, really fun. And actually, like before we even got to that point of the conversation with you, you had already told us like, okay, there are 120-page scripts. Around page such and such, you'll see this happen. Around page such and such, like you had already given us the breakdown before we ever even started talking about that. So I literally went back to our interview and copied all that down and went, okay, here's what I'm looking at, and just kind of kept with it. So it was a challenge. There were times I was calling her crying, like, I can't do this, I can't. And she's like, yes, you can. Yes, we would talk, and I would just keep writing. And I will say Sam's character I love, but I love Lisa's character. I feel like some of the most fun to me, like as a side character. And of course we chose the name. Of course we chose the names Drew and Cassie. So yeah, but yes, please, when you get that done, message us. We are setting up another interview. Talking.
I will.
Even if you hate it.
Yeah, no,
tell me everything I did wrong.
I'll give you my honest feedback. I think the only way that you can improve is if I give you my honest feedback. I can't, I'm not going to hold back at all.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Absolutely. But so he has homework. He has
you have another homework assignment. Yeah,
he has 2 homework assignments now. Since he didn't do his first one, now he has
National 2. Treasure and Fresh Squeezed. Yes, done. Fresh Squeeze I have one more script I got to read, and then I'm reading Fresh Squeezed.
Awesome. Awesome. I really hope you like it. Like that, my biggest worry was because it was loosely based off of y'all's story, that I was like, because it's like very loosely, based off of that. But I was like, so I just went with it. So
writing a script is such a vulnerable thing to do. You're putting your thoughts in what you think, jokes, what you think is funny, and and it's just the better the script, the more honest it is too, and it's very vulnerable. I mean, it's the only way I can put it. So good on you to do that and to take that leap of faith and complete it. Way to complete it. That's the other thing, because a lot of people start and they don't finish.
Yeah,
you did an amazing job.
Thank you. I will say there are a couple of like really personal moments in it for me. A specific line is Cassie talking about her dad, like her dad wasn't in her life growing up, and that she always wanted her dad to be a part of her life, and then as she grew up she realized she was actually better off without him in it. That's my mom. And I lost my mom like right out a year ago, because her parents divorced when she was 5, and she always wanted her dad growing up, and then once she got older she realized she was actually better off that he wasn't in her life all those years. So some things like that are very personal to me. We did add a couple of like very physical comedy moments in it and stuff, so hopefully you'll like it. But definitely honest opinion.
All right. Oh, for sure you get my honest opinion.
Okay. All right, Nicole, do you have any questions?
No, I can't think of any at the moment.
All right. Andrew, do you have any questions for us? We're going to turn this around. Do you have any? You're the 4th co-host here. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I just I love seeing all 3 of you on here. It's great, and I love chatting with you all, and I appreciate you taking initiative like that and writing that script. And I'm sure I'll have more questions after I read the script.
All right.
It's always fun chatting. Thank you for coming on, Andrew.
Thank you, girls. Appreciate it so much. Have a great weekend, okay?
You too.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.